My name is Paulia Eli. I'm a yoga teacher and a mentor in well-being and spirituality. And today we are going to talk about the energy of the week and the new spiritual cycle that is coming. But before we begin, I want to invite you into something very special. From July 23rd to the 28th, I will be hosting the Alma Flow Retreat in Paraty, here in Brazil. And I truly believe that there is a version of you that reappears when the body slows down, when the noise quiets, when you can finally breathe without constantly performing. So, the intention of this retreat is to reconnect with that part of yourself, or maybe even discover it for the first time. You will be immersed in nature, culture, spirituality, art, and community in a very beautiful and intentional way. And because this is a bilingual retreat with people coming from all different parts of the world, I really encourage you to reserve your spot as soon as possible. Early bird pricing ends on May 15th, so it's going to be this Friday. And depending on your nationality, you may also need to organize a visa for Brazil. So if you feel called, send me a message. I would love to share more. And now, today, I'm here with my teacher, Rachel Madar. Rachel is a spiritual advisor with over 25 years of experience guiding women through transitions, conflicts, and life crises with compassion and wisdom. And through her work, she helps women cultivate inner peace, balance, and emotional clarity. Thank you so much, Rachel, for being here with me. Today, we are going to talk about the energy of the new moon of Sivan, right? The month of Gemini in Kabbalistic calendar.
Yes.
So thank you so much. And before we go, I actually wanted to ask you something personal first. How was your experience of the month of Iyar or in the collective there? Because here, my group, my students, everybody was feeling that it was very intense.
Wow. We're still in the intense time. If you remember last time we spoke about the period of the Omer, which Omer is like 49 weeks, 7 days, 7 weeks, 7 times 7, 49. It's basically a ladder that help us to grow and expand our vessel to receive the light of blessing from Passover, from Pesach. When is this 49 days is over? In Shavuot, which is next week. Like we are actually in our last week of the Omer right now, in leading us to, I'm going to speak soon about the new moon of Gemini, Sivan. But as for your question of how was it, man, it was really intense. A lot of people that spoken with share that it was such an intense time for them. Um, in many ways, some people things from the past triggered, so this why they felt intense, and
Mhm.
because we already spoke about the fact that the month of ER is the month of healing, so things that are coming up and rising up from the past is to heal old wounds, trauma, ancestral karmatic things that coming up. Of course, only if we are ready and willing to go through this. Besides, the tremendous amount of light that exists is sometimes, I think it's often misinterpreted, because when there's a lot of pressure, what does it really mean? The universe is there to assist us, to tell us, come on, move. Like, and make the moves that necessary for you to progress. Make the necessary steps that will put you in a better, different reality that we all wish for. So when we have this awareness, we are here to really take and paying attention to this. We actually can use this time of the Omer, this intense time, to excel, to grow, to create, to progress. Like you created your retreat, you planted the seed, you manifested it. Amazing. I
Mhm.
also have a retreat in July. It's so funny. Um,
It's going to be
July
summer,
16th.
right? July there, it's summertime.
In Los Angeles, yeah. We're gonna have it in Santa Fe on July 16th. It's a new moon of Leo.
Wow.
So it's all about spiritual leadership. So we align, we're doing together, we think about one another, we'll send our groups lots of light. So yeah, it was intense, but intensity needs to be understood in the spiritual sense. The spiritual sense, intensity is about the creator using what is known to not what is known as surrounding light, or mekif. The surrounding light is really pressing us to excel, to
Mhm.
move, to be in movement, to transform, to change, to heal, to grow.
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay.
And what are the, of course, in yoga, it's something that we do every day.
Mhm.
Practicing yoga, like to really appreciate the present moment, step by step, and all the things that you can work to really go through all the transitions that the universe is giving to us. But what are the tips and advices beyond body work that you can give for us? In order to really end this time of Omer in a best way. I don't know. I think for each person and in each year it's different for everyone. I feel that this year was a little bit more intense, especially in full moon. Full
Yes.
moon in Scorpio was very emotionally more intense.
Yes. Listen, it's like basically it's like to pull all the things that you have already in your toolbox, right? Um, the intensity time doesn't appear only in this time of the Omer. It happens in different times in our life. When we have crisis, when their things are not going the way that we thought, it would be in relationship, in business, in life, in family. It's not just at this time. So, Kabbalistically, and I know also yoga is a practicing prevental situation, like to accumulate tools so we'll be able, in time of crisis, we call it, in times that we feel darkness, in times that
Mhm.
things are not going our way, there's a toolbox that we pull in from it and we use it. So this is basically this is why we always teach the wisdom of Kabbalah. That we always teach the various modalities to provide us with the tools. But just for the sake of right now the conversation, because we are so pressed and pressure, we feel pressure. I always go to a couple things. One, gratitude. The moment that I feel disconnected, the moment I feel pressure, the moment I feel like, oh my God, I don't know what will happen, because we always worried. We always worried, right?
Mhm.
Go into gratitude, like pause and immediately count the blessings that you have, or review your day or your week that passed. What are the amazing things that took place? Like even the fact that you spend time with your family, the fact that you actually, I don't know, maybe close a business deal, something that you have, even walking in nature, and wow, I'm so grateful. You know, how many times we say to ourselves, I wish I'll have time, so I will go for more hiking in nature or more go walking in the beach. Okay, here you go. You had time, opportunity, even just like some. So to be grateful,
Mhm.
gratefulness, appreciation, it immediately create the vessel, so we are able to see what's good, what will be good, and it put us back on track. So this is one tip.
Mhm. Mhm.
The second tip, music. For me, is music. Just put like something to change your mind, like music. Any type of music that new, not like sad one, not like a depressed music of losing relationship or things like that, right? God forbid. It's like no music that uplifting, that it's like makes you feel amazing with yourself. Music. So different things, of course, exercising, but
Mhm.
spiritually speaking, I'm always looking into gratitude, and the thing that I always use is their Kabbalistic tools, and the Kabbalistic tools I use is known as the 72 names of God. So every time that there's a desire or a need to switch, I'm looking at any of the 72 names of God
Mhm.
combination that can help me. Meditation, or just look at the letters, the power of the letters, like really help us to transform
Mhm.
any consciousness from,
Just show.
yeah, exactly.
We have that
Exactly.
even app you can get in the Kabbalah Center there. Yeah, or the book you see, and then you can have and you can scan, right? I like to do the breathing, the breath work with the letters, you know, like breath of fire, all these things, and meditate on the letters.
And like the letters actually of this time, like today that we speak, for the next 5 days till the new moon of Sivan will start, of course, according to the Kabbalistic Hebrew calendar. Today we start with a sequence of the 72 name that is Hey, Hey, Ayin, which is unconditional love.
Mm.
So this is a combination that help us to really draw into our life love, self-love. Love
Mhm.
is oneness, is togetherness. So you see, we do have the support that because love holds two opposites, opinion, two opposites uh, uh, directions. Um, so this is also a sequence that can help us today. Hey, hey, I'm.
Hey, hey, I. And when you meditate in these letters, and if you really connect with the letters and with this love, I think it's more easy even to switch your mindset and understand that the transition or the challenge that you're going through, or the person that you're having a challenge, is just there as a messenger. To not take things so personal, understanding that we are in the end of the, for example, Omer counting, and of course we're gonna
Yes,
feel intense towards Shavuot, right? And also, I
yeah,
think something that you're when you're talking about the speaking of gratitude, when you focus in serve, like help people, when you feel that you're too much in your mind, in your challenges, and in the things that you have to go through, sometimes it really helps me to sometimes just to give a call to a friend, you know, that I don't talk for a long time. And it's really funny, or giving attention to my students when after class sometimes they want to share
you're so
something,
right.
and then, you know, just being there in a position of a listen, just listening, you know, hear everything what they have to share. And sometimes even there I get a answer that I need, or just like, oh my god, why am I complaining about this, look what she's going through, you know. And then
You
you
said the number one tip that my teachers always taught me. We can have like many things in our toolbox, but the one thing that you actually mentioned is the highest level tool that exists is to go and help someone else, is to be in sharing. And when you're in sharing, you snap out of yourself, like you're going out of yourself. So any form of sadness or depression or the pressure that the feeling that comes out of pressure. And why we feel pressure? Sometimes it's we worry because something doesn't go the way we don't know what will happen. So we worry. So there's pressure, how it will be, what will be. This is a conversation of not having the trust or the certainty with the creator, but this is a different conversation. Yeah, but in order to like just a tip to how we immediately snapping out of any feeling that we disconnect from ourselves, absolutely, you're right, is really about the power of sharing. Absolutely, calling people, reaching out to people. How can I help? How can I do? Well, how can I support you?
But when we are a natural giver, how can you find this balance of sharing, but also to take care of yourself first? You know, love yourself first, and then from this state, you can share, like during this time that we are now.
Um, I just wanted to correct. It's not like just to take care of ourselves first and then we do it. Everything happens simultaneously. So it's really our responsibility to find balance.
Mhm.
Because there are times that the fact that we are in a sharing and giving, and maybe we're passing our boundaries and we're doing this, maybe from that we'll learn about ourselves and we say, hey, 1 second, I'm giving too much. What about me? So that thought, that waking up is really to awaken us to have a self-love, respect, understanding our qualities, and so forth. Sometimes we need to do the opposite. Sometimes we need to pause and we need to take care of ourselves, our health, our well-being, And it really depends on the person's tikkun journey. Yeah, it's really depend on the correction soul journey. What is the right thing to do? Of course, if people would like, this is what I do with the 72 name. We going through the different levels of the tikkun. So some people in their correction, they need to give more. They need to stop calculating, and they need to do more, and they need to call, and they need to donate, and they need to volunteer because this is their journey. This is what they came here to do. Some people need to create time that they need to pause, that they need to pause, and they really need to take care of themselves. And it's also depend on the period of time where we are in, in our life. Now it's time that, in the journey in my life, I need to pause and I really need to think about what will be most beneficial for me right now. For example, another person need to pause and says, you know what? You have been only thinking about yourself. What about sharing and giving to other people? Whatever the journey is, we also need to create balance.
We have, it's like, oh my God, you're so worried about so many things, outside. It's just like, let's just take care of, what you're going, what is, where you are at,
And
where
this
you
is basically the month of Sivan, Gemini. Gemini is like you can see, it's like two opposite, two forces, supposedly two opposite, yeah. But it's like two forces, and Gemini is really like immediately up. By the way, the 72 name that starts the month of Gemini is Yud Zayin Lamed, which is known to be as heaven on earth. So there's heaven, and what's the opposite of heaven? It's darkness, yeah, right? It's the opposite. So how we balance in our life, how we balance in two opinion, how we balance in two extremes in order to really bring about the light that needs to be revealed in the month of Sivan, in the month of Gemini. So like everything in our life is polarity. This is what Karen Berg used to always say. Like there's always light, darkness. And this month of Gemini is like how we're creating balance. How we creating the balance. How we creating balance between sharing and giving.
Yeah.
How we do it? First of all, you try.
Try Sivan. Is there a meaning of this name of the month, Sivan? Like, for example, Yar, there's something related to healing, right? God, there's a phrase connected to Yar. Is Sivan also, is there a phrase or something that connects with the energy that you can explain?
What's interesting about the Sivan, it's besides the word Sivan itself, I wanted to bring something new into our conversation. And the meaning, every month, Kabbalistically, has been created with two letters. Okay, for example, the letters of the month of Gemini, Sivan, is Resh and Zayin. Maybe we can put it in the notes for everyone. But Resh and Zayin, Resh means the numerical value of the letter Resh is 200. It means it starts a word that in Hebrew it's called Rash, which is poverty. The letter Zayin is the numerical value is 7. And together, Resh and Zayin, numerical value 207. 207 is the numerical value of the word Or, which is light. And also is the same numerical value. Yeah,
Is
thank you.
right?
Beautiful. And the same numerical value of the word Raz in Hebrew, which is Sodot. Okay, so what does it mean? It means that in this month, there's such a tremendous amount of light that is taking place. There's so much light that is happening, is being revealed in this month, following the Omer, following all the previous months, and it's a month that it's why the holiday of Shavuot is taking place in this month? Because the holiday of Shavuot is the revelation in Mount Sinai of the revelation of what is known the Torah. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the Ten Commandments, the Ten Utterances, the Torah. So, in order to arrive to the moment of revelation in Mount Sinai, the Israelite needed to go through 200 and plus years, 209 years, 10 years in slavery, then walking in the desert, then going through all the tests in the desert to arrive to the moment where they all were 600,000 souls standing, all pure, all aligned, all high level consciousness, ready
Mm-hmm.
to receive the ultimate knowledge, tools. I have children, I'm speaking about it, tools that are available to all humankind to reveal what is also called removal of death and suffering from the world. So imagine all of this. So this is like the tremendous amount of light that exists in this month. So there's a tremendous revelation for all of us that we can receive. The month of Sivan is also in astrology, the element is air, and it's the energy of Tav Emsa, which is the energy of balance, the central column between right and left.
Mm-hmm.
And the secret, as I said, Raz, the secret of this month of Gemini is the ability to balance the two opposite, again, extremes, opinion, passion, two different people. It's really the time to create peace.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So Sivan is a time to create peace in the
How
world, between ourselves.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is Shavuot happening the same day of the new moon
No,
or after
Shavuot is taking place on the 6th day of Sivan.
day of Sivan, 6th day of Sivan? Mm-hmm. How can we prepare energetically or emotionally for this portal? People that never celebrate Shavuot, for example, what are the things that you can do?
Okay, for Shavuot. Okay, first, it's really, so let's talk just a little bit about Shavuot. Shavuot is, why it's called Shavuot? Shavuot is week. Okay, so it's basically the counting of the weeks, of the 7 weeks prior, yeah, Shavuot. And the day that is taking place, the 6th day of Sivan, which by the way, it's the death anniversary of Baal Shem Tov and David HaMelech. So it's really amazing time. And it's the time that everything is aligned. Like when we say there's balancing between two extremes, everything, there is an alignment between myself to the creator. There's an alignment between opposites. There's an alignment and everything comes together between the vessel to the light.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's also the day that we stay all night listening to the Torah, right?
Mm-hmm.
Studying all night, because it's a journey that in the Zohar it says that it's a journey of the connection between the vessel to the light, between our soul with the creator. It's kind of like a relationship that's being built starting the beginning of the evening through the morning, the following morning. It says there's like the chuppah, there's the wedding, there's the connection, the ultimate connection of us with the creator taking place in the holiday of Shavuot. It's the holiday that, if someone is looking for a relationship and soulmates, it's getting the blessings of soulmate. So to prepare for it it's just to be present, with a consciousness and this understanding that we are like building or rebuilding or reacquainting ourselves back with the creator.
Mhm.
And so we want to ask ourselves different questions of like, what does it mean? Like, what is creator for me? What is God for me? What is how God presented in my life? How he shows up in my life? What is the space that I'm bringing and that I'm allowing God, the creator, to be in my life? If I want to uh, build more or strengthening my relationship with the creator, what are the steps that I'm willing to take? What does it mean for me
Mhm.
to
Mhm.
pray more, to meditate more? What does it really mean to allocate time in my day to have conversation with the creator? What does it really mean for me? Maybe it's just to act like the creator, okay?
Yeah.
But acting like the creator, let's define to each one of us conversation about God, creator, Hashem, light is different. So first of all, identify what does it really mean for you. And as we reach into Shavuot, we have a week to go, how we building up this relationship again with what is creator in my life and how can I be like the creator? This is why I wrote my book of this Whispers to the Light to help people with 340 daily conversation with the creator. It's just how we can really converse. Some people need a prayer book. Some people need to dress up in certain way to feel connected to the creator. Some, it's just conversation. You know, you
Mhm.
can just walk and go for a little walk in your neighborhood even and like converse with the creator. Some journal. So you can speak with the creator and journal. So I can give
Mhm.
you an exercise that I like to do with my students, with people that I know, and for myself. From time to time is really to write a letter to the creator.
Mhm.
It's to write um, my thoughts, my desires, okay?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
there's like just to write conversation with the creator, just to write like as I don't know, as a father, as a friend, as a and the closest friend to you. Again,
Mhm.
it's all depend how you define creative for you. And
Mhm.
so this is really this month that is like we getting, as you can see, closer with the creator. And it's month that it was created with, by the way, with like movement. This is one of the gifts of the month of Sivan Gemini. There is like movement. There is a spiritual movement. It's because Mount
Mhm.
Sinai is a spiritual movement that took place. So it's what does it really mean practically for us? It's the month that we can really make sure that we are um, getting out of any stuckness in our life, anything that
And
is
then,
stuck.
and then you might set up all these intentions during the new moon, right? Before Shavuot, 6 days before. The day of
Yes.
the new moon, set up the intention, prepare, because in this
So it's
first
this basically for Sunday.
Sunday,
Yeah,
because Sunday we have this opportunity to plant the seed for the new moon, right? This is something that I was going just over Shavuot. I was curious, but before Shavuot, something interesting to do is to really set up the intention for the month, which is going to be
absolutely,
Sunday.
absolutely. And it's Geminis are known to be as like great communicators, great friends, really outside of the box type of a people. Speaking amazing. They know how to articulate any topic, bringing anything out there. It's really like a great time that we can also work on our communication. It's really great time to work on our communication. So you ask how we set in our intention. So basically, how to set the intention is Sunday, the new moon. Always recommend take a candle, light a candle. Doesn't matter which candle. You just light a candle because what's the purpose of candle? The flame is ner. Ner is initial neshama and neshama. Yeah, and ruach, nefesh and ruach, and it's really connecting us to to our soul, and like, just what is my intention for this month? How am I communicating better? How am I increasing my connection with the Creator? All those questions, like how can I, like how I've transformed my nature from selfishness to a sharer. Okay, what are the steps that I can really do more? What seeds can I plant to bring peace in my life? It's like we always complain that, the government need to bring peace, the people need. Okay, what is my role bringing peace into this world and bringing peace into my life? Okay, so this is really, I know it's like some deep reflection questions, but when do we have time to really go deep a little bit?
Yeah, we are spending time on the screens, just scrolling for when you see like an hour scrolling, and it's just, stop scrolling and really don't ask chat GPT about those questions. Okay, stop and you really stay in your quiet mode, right? And try to answer
Right?
those questions. And even if maybe you're just gonna answer with a word, not even a sentence, but just to open a space to reflect on those things. And Ray,
Exactly.
thank you so much for your time. Where can we find you online? I know I already had there, but just before we end, I know that this Zoom call that we're gonna do, it's gonna be, I think, for everybody, right? The one that you're gonna do next
Yes,
week.
everyone is welcome to join my WhatsApp group, which we're going to share. In my WhatsApp group, I share different consciousness, if you will, or some messages. And definitely, I am inviting everyone to join twice a month, where I have a webinar Zoom. It's free for everyone to come in English about whether it's also about the new moon or whatever energy or topic that I'm sharing. And it's like a class. It's like a class. And it's free, so everyone can join. You can reach out in my Instagram account, Rachel Madal. You can reach out to me on my website, rachelmadal.com. And here you probably will have all my contact and information. I just wanted to, it came to me like to share with you like one intention, if you will, like when we finishing right now, with the power of the Yud Zayin Lamed of 72 name, we can really draw to ourselves life and of heaven. And like I wanted to share with you like affirmation, if you will.
Yeah, please.
Yud
Yeah.
Zayin Lamed, the intention is like I draw down light to the places in my life or within me that feel far from love. I elevate the sparks. I bring heaven to this earth. I bring heaven to this darkness. And with the power of Yud Zayin Lamed, you can bring the presence of light to become in part of your vessel, and to really draw love, unconditional love, light into your life.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
All
Thank you
right.
so much for your wisdom, for sharing this space with us. I always learn so much from you, and I'm really, really honored and grateful to have you here with us every
Thank
month
you.
now. That's amazing.
Thank you
Every new
so
month
much.
we
Thank
have.
you for holding this space, and thank you for everyone who viewing and listening. Thank you so much.
Thank you everyone for listening. If this conversation resonates with you, don't forget to share with someone who might benefit from it. And I will see you in the next episode. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Bye.